Today is Saturday, August 27, 2022. There are no federal holidays for the foreseeable future. There are two election-related events today. The state of Michigan's Republicans are having their nominating convention and the U.S. territory of Guam is having their primary election. The National Weather Service says that showers were to break out across the central U.S., from the Central Plains to the upper Midwest. Best chance for heavy rainfall is in Iowa, into southeast Minnesota, where there could be flooding. Threats of showers and thunderstorms across the Gulf Coast states, into Florida. And anyone who cared would go check out TV weather. Tonight, the only thing new on TV appears to be the season opener of College Football Countdown, on ESPN. Movies that should be in your local theaters include Beast, Dragon Ball Superhero, Bullet Train, DC League of Super Pets, Top Gun Maverick, Minions: The Rise of Gru, Thor: Love and Thunder, The Invitation, Breaking, 3000 Years of Longing, and the re-release of Rogue One. Today, some semi-famous people had a birthday. Paul Rubens turned 70. Amanda Fuller turned 38. Tuesday Weld is 79. And Barbara Bach is 75. On this day, in history, in 410 AD, Rome was sacked by the Visigoths. In 1883, the island of Krakatoa was nearly completely destroyed, in a volcano that altered the Earth's climate for years. In 1964, Mary Poppins was released. In 2011, Hurricane Irene hit the U.S., killing 47 and causing an estimated $15.6 billion in damage. Welcome to the second broadcast of the Grain News, where we bring you coverage of the latest stories, both national and international. Please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment. Please have a good day, even though the world is turning to rotting filth. In international news, the leader of Belarus has said that their military has a number of Su-24 planes that have been refitted to enable them to carry nuclear weapons for the Russians. The government of Belarus are staunch Russian allies. The West once again failed to get a new UN treaty for protecting the oceans. The meeting was held at the United Nations headquarters in New York. They were at it for 2 weeks. It was the fifth attempt to push through something to this effect. 2/3 of the world's oceans are outside of national jurisdictions. The United States claims its goal is to protect at least 30% of the world's oceans by 2030. Whatever shady plans were really afoot, the Russians are blamed for keeping this one from being passed. They did not want to compromise on several issues. Yesterday, NATO's Secretary General warned of the Russian threat in the far north. The Russians have reopened many former Soviet Arctic bases. It is believed that they and China are there for both strategic advantage in future engagements and for testing new weapons systems. We are told that the US, Canada, and the rest of the civilized world are quite upset. A grassroots movement has hit the press in the UK called Don't Pay. They are protesting rises in energy prices. They plan to stage a boycott starting on October 1st in which adherents will cease paying their energy bills. They hope to be over 1 million strong by that time. That's just a few days away. The UK's energy regulator said to expect another 80% rise to the already steep cost of energy fairly soon. They blame the Russians. Everyone blames the Russians. Due to threat of boycott from many countries, due to the war between Russia and Ukraine, Russia has been requiring purchases of the natural gas be made in rubles. Either other countries can't get rubles or won't get them. Russia says that this isn't their fault. The United Kingdom has also been undergoing destructive labor strikes. For months, workers have been protesting the cost of living increases, due to inflation and energy bills. The UK has the highest inflation rate amongst the 7 wealthiest democracies. In US national news, Stephen Hoffenberg has died. His body was decomposing when it was found on Tuesday. It took an official autopsy to confirm his identity. He was a former manager of the New York Post. He was the founder of Towers Financial Corporation, which was found to be one of the biggest Ponzi schemes in history in 1993. 200 victims. $460 million stolen. He spent 18 years in jail for it. He had also been a friend and associate of Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly, when Hoffenberger got out of prison, he befriended many of Epstein's victims, joining their fight against him. Hoffenberger's cause of death has not been determined. The best money is on suicide. Next. 2 people have pled guilty in federal court for the theft of Ashley Biden's diary. They say that they conspired, did it, and transferred it across state lines, for illicit sale. This supposedly happened in 2020 when Ashley Biden's father Joe Biden was running for president. They say that they sold it to Project Veritas. It might have influenced the election if it had been made public, but was not. James O'Keefe of Project Veritas said at the time, "At the end of the day, we made the ethical decision that we could not determine if the diary was real. We could not publish the story and any part thereof." Veritas has been in over 300 lawsuits defending its good name and won every one. Its offices and the homes of some of its employees were raided over the incident by federal authorities 2 years ago. Veritas had tried to verify the authenticity of the diary by contacting both Ashley Biden and law enforcement. Veritas was greatly annoyed that they could be raided over a diary that no one would authenticate and no one had reported stolen. No arrests of the federal authorities was made and none are expected. Lastly, a chief U.S. District Court judge has upheld the new Biden administration rules against ghost guns. Ghost guns are usually considered those that are partial guns that are sold as kits. They require some machining and extra parts to be finished into a working firearm. The new rules essentially put ghost guns into the same legal category as traditional firearms. The regulations require that the frames and receivers be assigned serial numbers, sellers of them to be federally licensed and to keep normal records, and that the purchase of kits require standard background checks before purchasing. The judge denied a request for a preliminary or permanent injunction. The judge determined the rule was and remains constitutional under the Second Amendment. This will end the sale of such kits because they usually cost the same as a whole normal gun. Like the much vilified AR-15 rifles, ghost guns are used in less than 1% of crimes. In closing, thank you for watching the second episode of the Grey News. Our templates are in place, our software is up and running, and we are finally ready. Our normal schedule will be 3 episodes per week. Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, at 4 p.m. We look forward to our first regularly scheduled broadcast, in a couple of days, on Wednesday, August 31, 2022. The goal of the Grey News is to provide quick and general news coverage for those of low attention span and exquisite taste. In a world where more and more people are cutting their connections to the mainstream news, a void has been noted. Please tune in for
the next episode. We will be vying to get a closet door open, perhaps eating pizza, and maybe discussing the excess costs of used Toyota trucks. Yes, Toyotas make good trucks, but this is all just absurd. Please, like, subscribe, comment, and submit. Have a good evening. Goodbye.